You create your own reality and how the living. In essence, this is what is happening throughout the cosmos, his being chosen to incarnate at this time to bring certain gifts, talents and abilities to the surface. Therefore, honor them and live them, and not retract to give of themselves to the world. Yes, there are many of you who have ties and karmic residues yet which pass. This is life that can release 51% of all karma and can ask for this to be released and cleared so that your being can be purified and you are free to take and go to a higher service to humanity. Therefore, understand that up to you really choose this path. A large number of beings moves to the higher paths and then allows detractors who have not awakened trample their visions, their dreams and their hopes and aspirations higher, and then return to the state of numbness and forgetfulness. This pulls down all your energy field, which becomes very slow and increasingly dense because it is not working and transmuted emotional pain and the accumulated slag. There is so much fear in some that they do not understand how fear clogged complete energy systems and then moves them to a robotic existence of which cannot escape because they chose free will live this kind of life, enslaved to fear. However, even though there are these lost ones, remember that there are huge changes in many, those who have been truly holding firmly the light for the rest of humanity. They are coming increasingly to a higher state of being where one is the captain and master of self, and therefore, of his own life. This is where one has to be aware of the negative ego, that voice that tries to pull one down the hysterical state of the masses. They do not create that illusion. Yes, you will always highlight by far, and yes, others will cling to you because they see them as a kind of savior and as someone who is more enlightened than them. However, you cannot allow this because each be responsible for their own welfare and the welfare of his own being in life in its myriad forms. No one can pull another to higher states of being, only they themselves can do. This time is really famous in the history of planet Earth. As the Milky Way is rising in the evolutionary scale, also he is making the planet Earth. He cannot stay in the lower states and cannot afford to live on its surface, preventing those who are ascending and advancing to higher evolutionary states. Consequently, it is to cleanse and purify himself and despoil those who are clogging your arteries and spreading the disease because your body has no choice. He is rejuvenated, it is taking on a new form, and are claiming. Therefore, you have to be aware of how they are attending and assimilating this process and how they are contributing to the general welfare of the planet and then ascend in synchronicity with him. Yes, these are the highest states of being that are opening now more and more. It's a beautiful, beautiful state. It is a state of inner peace and harmony, and that sense of integrity that transcends time and space. It's time to embrace the cosmic citizenship and live within the laws of the one. Cannot be divisions, there can be no struggle, competence and dash. Because it allowed everyone to shine their own way and just be. Therefore, do not see what your brother or sister is doing or not, that's not really your business. Instead, they see how they can increasingly assume the truth of who and what you are, not shrink. You do not have to fit into the idea or anyone's standards. They are intended to expand itself in every moment and with every breath that give a higher evolutionary state. You are destined to increasingly assume its truth and authenticity. They are intended to assume that state of unconditional love, no matter how challenged they are. You are not going to lose that state will become a higher life and living way. As a cosmic being, they will understand that reigns perfection. There is no right or wrong, simply ways of expression of life. No need to defend anyone or need to be in a comedy and preach. Let each be find their own path to a higher state of being, and in their own time. This does not mean they cannot assist anyone. Is rather to understand that you can heal any time. Then they can heal themselves. There are those who cling to the idea of the disease. It is a comfortable way to get sympathy. They have free will and choice. Then remember that there are those who wish to pull them to their own darkness because they hate the light. Do not let this affect them. Hang and clean and clear daily because you do not know what will come in its way, but know that with each level of existence cleaned and cleared, including the cell, the DNA and genetic history, the ancestral lineage, are blessed because this is a work of higher service. The more you do this, most attending the planet Earth for so energy, even more fields are opened and the energies rise, and as the old and thick darkness that energies of pure light transmute can then be recycled and used in much better ways and higher. Understand that is forming a new state of being, and that this state of being is always formed from deep inside, not from outside. For the outside world makes illusions and try to confuse them and show them all the hardness and unforgiveness. Old world, those are the last kicks in his way of trying desperately to reclaim their power and control back. Remember who and what you are and claim your divine birthright as a true child of God. Remain firmly anchored in love and light, no matter what is being rolled out on the world stage around. Stay there strong and immovable, anchored in cosmic firmaments themselves, and therefore unbreakable, unmovable, so anchored in the love and light that fill every part of your being, and with a great peace, contentment and love inside. Above all, know this, now you are truly anchored in the new golden age, no return. This is the age of the golden heart and the immensity of a new and higher level of being, firmly anchored in the state love, wisdom and power, the triad flame of life itself as personified as the divine.